Hey guys, welcome to Art with Miss Baez. Today we're going to be making a 3D wreath. Now wreaths are sometimes associated with Christmas, sometimes simply the winter season. Wreaths are really cool because they can be decorated in many different ways. Wreaths aren't just always used for Christmas and the winter season either. Sometimes nowadays people will make wreaths out of leaves or flowers or any other materials they can find. Wreaths around the holidays are typically decorated with things like berries or fruit or different Christmas ornaments or just other things, okay? That's the cool thing about a wreath is they can be unique. Today we're going to be making a paper wreath, but a 3D version. The first thing you need today is a piece of wire. With this wire, you want it to be approximately the length from your fingertip to the center of your chest, okay? Once you have your piece of wire, you're going to go ahead and shape it into a circle. And you want to twist the ends together so that it stays into its shape, okay? You will have to use a little bit of muscle to twist this. It is a little difficult. Then you're going to take 2 full sheets of green paper, okay? With each sheet, you're going to cut them in half long ways. So in total, you will have 4 half sheets of paper, okay? Just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you have those, then we're ready to start the more difficult part. So taking your sheets, you're going to start with 2 and fold them in half, okay? Starting on the folded side, we're going to start cutting close to the edge. You want to keep it about 1 centimeter away from the edge. Make each of your cuts about the width of a pinky finger. So don't make them too thin. If they're not all perfectly the same, no worries. Okay. So I have my 2 pieces done here. I'll gently pull them apart. Okay. Now I'm going to do my 2 other pieces as well. Be careful you don't accidentally cut off the end. I'm going to try to keep your papers as even as possible. Okay. And here we go. So I have my 4 cut papers now. Okay, so here comes the more challenging part. I'm going to take just 1 of my pieces here. And now I'm going to need my glue stick, or tape will also work. I'm going to fold it the opposite way that I cut it to make my edges a little more rounded. Okay? I'm then going to put glue on one edge. Make sure you put a good amount. Put glue along that whole end. I'm going to try to round it. And I'm going to wrap it around and then stick my finger inside there to stick it down on the edge. Okay? Now that will reach a point where your finger, you're going to just stick it through the middle area here. And you can go ahead and just press a couple down at a time. And then fix this area here. Press a few more down, stick your finger in between a couple of them. Press the next ones down. I'm doing about 5 at a time. Okay. And then my last ones here. So I'm also kind of just pressing down on the top as well to help hold the shape. And then sticking my finger through the little circles here to help really press it down. You're going to need to do this for a little while to really make sure that it is secure. Okay. If this is too difficult for you and you find doing this many at a time is too hard, if it is easier, you could cut this in half and just do half at a time. That could be easier for you. It is personal preference, okay? So right now I'm creating my little edge that this eventually will become my wreath here, okay? So go ahead and do this to all of your other 3 pieces, okay? It will take you a while. If you don't finish it this class, you can do it the next one. Okay, so I have done 3 out of the 4 papers, and I believe that will be enough for the size of my wreath. Make sure you measure your wreath to make sure how many you will need, okay? So I just kind of laid them around as a guesstimate, and I think having 6 half pieces like this should be the perfect number, okay? Now I'm ready to start assembling my wreath. I'm going to start by unwinding it, and those little curves should stay there so I can reattach it very easily. And then I'm just going to go ahead and start putting my first one through here. Okay. Then my second one. My third. Fourth. And fifth. Okay, at this point I'm going to put just 5 on, and we'll see when I scrunch it together if I need any more. Okay. Okay. So twisting it now will be a little bit harder because you have all of that extra on there, but should be okay. Okay. Now is the part where you can play around with how it looks. So I'm going to go ahead and stuff the insides of a few on here. And try to keep the glued edge in the middle. And now I see that I have this end here, which is perfect. For this end here, I can add my bow onto this end, or I could have this be my hanger. Now, if you're not happy with the shape of it, you're probably going to want to reshape your wire, because these will just follow the shape of your wire, okay? To create my bow, I'm going to take some red paper. I'm going to be using a pencil. Now in this case I am actually going to use a Sharpie so you can see me draw. But to draw a basic bow, I'm going to start with a circle. Then the sides of it, nice and big. I could try to make it look a little 3D if I wanted to. Okay, like that. Then I'm going to draw the ends of it, one going down and the other one going down. Okay. I'm also going to add a few berries. I'm just going to draw a couple circles. And then I'm going to cut all of these out. So here we go. I have my bow, I have my few berries. I'm going to very strategically put my bow right here between these. So I'm going to add some glue. I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on here. I think, however, I may actually use a bottle of glue. So you can decide which is easier for you. For this part, the green part, you definitely want to use a stick of glue because the glue doesn't dry fast enough, but for putting these on, it's definitely easier to use the bottle of glue. Oops. They're so small, I keep dropping them. There we go, and one more. Now, you can add decorations however you want. It's completely up to you. Then go ahead and stick that bow on there. And now, my wreath is just about complete. Now, before picking this up sideways, definitely let that glue dry. But once that glue is dry, your wreath is done. Okay guys, so I hope your wreath turned out really well. Here's my wreath right here. I'm still not going to pick it up because my glue is still drying just a little bit, but overall I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I could add another piece of wire or a ribbon here at the top to hang it up with, but other than that, this is ready for decoration. Hope you had fun.